It's so pretty. Bonjour mon petit papillons, it's your Butterfly Bay here and welcome back to the Wholesome Gaming channel. Today we are jumping right back into I Was a Teenage Exocolonist because I cannot stop thinking about this game. Like, spoilers ahead, of course, if you haven't watched the first video. And if you haven't watched the first video, you should go check it out. It's linked in the description below. And I'm going to be making this into a playlist because I think it's going to take me a while to get through. But I absolutely love it, and I'm so excited to get back into it. So let's get into the video. Yeah, if you don't remember where I very last left off, Tammy had just died. And everybody is, of course, very, very, very sad about it. Anemone is unusually still today. She's sitting in the dugout of the sports ball pitch, fiddling with an ugly doll with red hair. Tammy gave me this, she sighs. I kinda told her to shove off because I don't play with dolls. Why'd I have to be so mean to her? Aww. Sorry, Dis mumbles. He looks uncomfortable to be around you. Cal gives you a sympathetic smile. Hey, Solstice, he says. We'll be okay. Tangent shoots you a distracted look. Oh, you know, I was thinking about Tangent, and I was like trying to figure out how to make her seem kind of stuck up and prissy without making her seem like a mean girl. I kind of think she should have a British accent, and I can't believe I didn't think about that earlier. Sorry, she says. I'm not really good at cheering people up. And maybe that's a terrible decision, but I don't know. Okay, well, I guess I'll study engineering. Solstice, Tangent says, approaching you with a purpose. We need to discuss my brother. Who, Dis? Yes, Dis, she says impatiently. I need you to figure out where he's been disappearing. Ever since we landed, I barely see him anymore. He doesn't even come home at night sometimes, and She trails off and looks at her feet. Well, I'm not on very good terms with my brother of late, but people are becoming worried. You get the feeling Tange is the one who's worried, but she doesn't want to admit it. I'll talk to him. He probably won't tell you, Tangent says angrily. Newton's apple, she swears. He won't even talk to me anymore. She sighs. You may have to follow him. I would, but everyone in the lab would know I was gone. No one cares where he goes during the day. Okay, sure. You tell Dis that his sister wants to know where he's been disappearing off to. His eyes flit briefly to yours, then he stares vaguely off towards the engineering wing, where his sister is reading on her holopalm between classes. He doesn't say anything. She's worried about you. She doesn't care about me, he says sullenly. Tangent's just worried she'll get in trouble if I don't come home one day. He scowls and picks at the hem of his sweater. She doesn't care about anything but her schoolwork. Aww. I guess I'll just leave him alone. His shoulders slump in relief as you go. Well, that's kind of sad, but it's okay. Anemone holds her stomach as you approach. Does the air here make you feel hungry all the time, or is it just me? She wonders. I feel like I could eat a whole one of them mushroom trees. Just ow! She mimes shoving a whole giant mushroom in her mouth. I got something for you. Oh, can I give them presents? Cool, thanks, Anemone says, taking the egg. I guess it is my birthday this week. Oh, it's her birthday. That was a complete coincidence. Happy birthday, Anemone. Ugh, I have all these kudos and nowhere to spend them yet. Seek says the depot store won't be open till next year. How am I supposed to show up how much better and harder working I am than everyone else? Okay, Mars is a total brat and she's really, really annoying. But I bet you anything, she's gonna be the hot one of the group when we grow up. It's your first day in the glorious world of agricultural soil conveyance. Oh boy. Good morning, Solstice. Looks like you're working for your old lady. I hope you don't expect me to go easy on you just because you're my daughter. She walks you around the geoponics wing and points out where everything is. Your job is to move sod, compost, plants, garden waste, and equipment from one place to another. Get comfortable with this, she says, pushing a squeaky old-fashioned wheelbarrow towards you. Now, any questions before you start moving this dirt? Yeah, don't we have machines for this? The construction crews already claimed all the hover lifts, she says, shrugging, but they'll break down in a few years anyway, and we don't have the materials to fix them. She grips your forearm. We're planet-side now. Use your muscles. Nature's hydraulic pistons. The mom is my favorite character. She cracks me up. I don't know why. Where do I move it again? From over there, she points to a dirt pile, to there. She points to an identical pile 10 meters away. She sees your confusion. We had some very precious soil from Earth on the ship, full of all the nutrients and bugs and bacteria our plants need to grow. But it was lost, she sighs, in an accident. Now we have to make more from scratch using Vertumnan soil. This is part of the project. Why not use hydroponics? On the ship we grew most of our plants with their roots in the water, but it's true it was more hygienic that way. Your mom replies. She brushes an insect off her arm, which lets out a loud squeak of objection. But hydroponic systems use too much energy. Here we have to grow as much as we can the old-fashioned way. Let's get to work. That's my girl, your mom says, slapping you on the back. You stumble a little. Your arms start to ache after the first half hour of work, but you keep going. By the end of the month, you feel utterly drained and exhausted. And good, somehow. You can feel your muscles growing already. Nice. Excellent. It's time for Vertumnalia. Utica and the council have called a festival to celebrate life here on the planet Vertumna. Everyone gathers in the colony square to hear Governor Udicott's speech. In Earth's history, Udicott begins, and then clears her throat and waits for everyone to quiet down. In Earth's history, Vertumna was known as the god of seasons, change, gardens, and fruit. It's no coincidence that our forebears of the Vertumna Project chose to take on such an auspicious name in the hopes of seeding future bountiful seasons of humanity. We will continue this tradition of Vertumnalia, a midsummer festival to celebrate our Vertumna, this lush planet upon which we find ourselves today. Yay? Everyone cheers and applauds. The members of the council all get up on stage one at a time to give their own short speeches. Governor Utica announces each one. When it's your mother Flulu's turn, she announces that tonight you'll be eating some of the very first crops grown from Vertumnan soil. Your eyes go to the feast table. Aboard the Stratosphere, it would have been mostly soy-based food from the nanoprinters, spiced up with what precious fruits and vegetables you've grown in the small growing bays. This year, the earth plants look even less robust than usual. Now they're supplemented by some Vertumnan plants you've come to appreciate, juicy potato pods and slabs of edible fungi. Udicott takes the stage after everyone on the council has said their piece. What is a festival without festivities? She asks. Professor Hal and Security Chief Rhett have organized a 3-part competition for the kids. Good luck, children. Which one do you join? Bot wrestling, talent show, science fair. I think I have the most creativity, so I probably have the highest amount of winning this. Kind of want to do the science fair, though. Oh, actually, my creativity and reasoning are pretty much the same, so I'll go science fair. Tangent competes, of course, entering her study of the ship's hydro-recycling system. It was previously used to make urine drinkable, but she offers that it could now be turned to new uses. Despite how many times she says the word pee, it's still boring. But she puts a lot of effort into it. I love Tangent. Your turn to go next. The judges are all very interested in what you're bringing to compete against Tangent. Present your project. Darn, I lost. Whatever. Oh, it looks like I still got Hearts with Tange anyway, so Honestly, that's all I care about. Tangent wins. She accepts her prize with grace, having expected nothing less. Your baking soda volcano was much less impressive than you managed. It just kind of fizzes. You don't explain it very well. It's pretty clear your dad helped. Maybe next year. Alright, next year, Tange, when I have like 50 reasoning, I'm coming for you. After the festivities are over, everyone takes time off for a much-needed break. During the fierce heat of dust, a few days' rest is exactly what you need. You feel refreshed. Nice. Excellent. Good stuff. Anything new? No. Nothing new from any of you. Okay, cool. In that case, I'm gonna go and study with Tange a little more, because I want to be best buddies with Tange. You're looking for Cal in the garden when you nearly trip over someone else, one of the younger kids, and they're blindfolded. Hey, they explain, ripping the blindfold off their face and throwing it onto the ground. It's Cyrus, one of Anemone's brothers. He glares at you. I was almost done. Cal jogs over and grabs Cyrus in a friendly headlock, ruffling his messy red hair. Dude, you were so close. Cyrus stamps his feet and complains that you got in his way. It's not her fault, Cal says. She didn't know we were playing a game. Give me a sec. I want to teach her how to play. Cal turns to you as Cyrus leaves. Sorry, Solstice, he says sheepishly. I was teaching Cyrus a new game, but he's more like Anemone than I thought. Real competitive, you know? He stoops to pick up the blindfold, brushing off the dirt. I've been trying to come up with different kinds of games other than sports, he said. No winners or losers. I just want to have fun with my friends. Cal looks at you hopefully. Do you want to learn how to play? Absolutely. Cal's smile looks like it's going to stretch right off his face. Radical, he says, jumping up and down with excitement. Okay, so first put on this blindfold. The blindfold is a little scratchy and smells like dirt. You can feel Cal's big hands on your shoulders. I'm going to spin you around, and when I let go, you gotta listen to my instructions. We're going to walk all the way to the cafeteria, okay? You nod. You can't see Cal's grin, but you can hear it in his voice as he spins you around and counts to 10. 1, 2, 3. First, Cal says, you gotta walk forward 10 steps. Do you follow Cal's instructions, or do you make things difficult for him? I love when a game lets you tease a character, but are we gonna get in trouble if I make him work for it? I'm gonna make him work for it. You take 10 large steps, feeling the squelch of dirt under your shoes as you wade into the garden beds. Solstice, Cal cries out, you're gonna get me in trouble. You shrug. Okay, next you're gonna turn a little bit to the right. You turn a lot bit to the right. No, Cal gasps, but he's definitely laughing now. Come on, Solstice, I said a little bit. You tilt your head to the side like you're listening, then spread your arms wide and spin around in circles while Cal howls with laughter. Cal, Solstice. Oops. A sharp voice cuts through the garden. Oh, dip, it's your mom. What's gotten into you? She scolds as you sheepishly take off the blindfold. Get out of the garden beds this instant, little girl, or you will be in so much trouble. Aw, Mom, we were just having fun. I just noticed this little robot back here. Oh, he's so cute. I love little robots. I want one of those little ones that, like, sit on your desk and move around and make noises. It might get really annoying, but I want one so bad. Cal looks gutted. I'm sorry, Auntie, he says, staring at the ground. I was trying to teach Solstice how to play a new game, but I didn't do it good. Are you going to let him take the fall for you? No, because I did intentionally not follow his instructions. You tell your mom it was your fault. She raises an eyebrow at you. I know, Solstice. You're the one I caught trampling the turnips. Both of you get out of here for the rest of the day. No more games in the garden. Cal squeaks as he grabs your hand and you run out of the garden, away from your mom grousing about the broken plants. When you're far enough away, he turns to you and bursts into giggles. That was wild, he shouts. Thanks, Solstice. I really want your mom to like me and let me help out in the garden more. It's my favorite place in the whole colony. Aw, I really like Cal. He's very, very sweet. And he's a good friend. And I like that at this point, like, obviously he's still going to be broken up about Tammy, because we all are. But I like that he's able to kind of just move past it and be a kid again. That's really good stuff. So then I trapped it in my room, Anemone says, telling you all about the bug she saw in her quarters. Its wings were as big as my hand, and it had feelers like, whoa! It was bouncing all over the place, like boing, boing, boing. She gestures excitedly, swinging her arms all over her head. The bugs here are so big, and they're everywhere. I was gonna give it to Tange. She loves gross bug stuff, but she said I should just let it go, because if it stung me, I might get weird mutant powers. I mean, other than the one I already have. And I wanted to see if I got more weird mutant powers, so I started jumping around off higher and higher things until I was jumping off the back of the ship, and I got in so much trouble, but it wasn't even that high. She stops in her tracks. Hold on, she says, stooping to rub irritably at her knees for probably the 100th time in the past 5 minutes. Oh, I'm gonna die. I busted up my knee and it's so itchy when my scales go in. Oh, is that what those turquoise things are? Scales? I was kind of leaning towards feathers, honestly. Annie, don't pick at it. Chief Steward Antecedent's voice rings out from across the garrison yard. Pleasant but firm. It instantly transports you back to being in the ship Creech, tugging on her skirts and calling her auntie. Anemone jumps and stands up straight, her hands flying to her sides. But Mom, Anemone whines, digging her fingers into her knees as Antecedent approaches you both. It's so scratch-tastically itchy. I know, lovely, Antecedent soothes her, patting down her riotous red hair. But the more you pick at it, the thicker your scales are going to grow in. Anemone tucks her hands under her armpits to keep from scratching. What if I want to have cool scales? She pouts. Antecedent smiles indulgently. At the rate you're going, I'm sure you'll be covered in them before you know it. No need to rush. Anemone's skin is dotted with patches of protective blue-green scales that grow in whenever she gets a cut or a scrape. She rubs the patch on her jaw indignantly. The one she got when she ran headfirst into the food synthesizer back on the ship. Oh, so the augment is the mutation they have. So Anemone's augment or mutation is that her skin is replaced with scales so that if she sustains an injury, like, she can't get injured in that spot again. That's actually really cool. That would be super helpful if humans had that. Maybe, I guess the whole point of this is that the scales are ugly, but also I kind of think I find them endearing. It's really cool for her character design. Antecedent opens her satchel and pulls out a bundle of clothes. The queue for the nanoprinter is over a week long, so I patched your pants with scraps from your brother's clothing. Please try not to put any more holes in them, or yourself, okay? She hands the clothes to Anemone and kisses her on the forehead. Anemone sticks out her tongue and gags. Yuck. Anemone cracks me up. I love how more than anybody else, feels like a kid. And she's probably going to have some major character growth later, but she definitely feels like a kid who doesn't have a care in the world and just wants to be all over the place and live her best life, and I love that for her. Anemone evaluates the clothes as her mom walks away. Galactic, she breathes as she runs her fingers over the odd-colored patches. Then, right there in the middle of the yard, she unashamedly squirms out of her pants and pulls on the new ones. That's crazy. Wow! I look like a fighter jet from the Hollows, she exclaims, showing off her new pants. Or like a really cool scar? Anemone grins. Yeah, you get it. My pants are scarred, just like me. Oh, she's adorable. Hi, Tange. Tangent is watching a construction crew build scaffolding for the new engineering pavilion. They're using mushwood, which is so light that one person can easily lift a 10-meter long pole and stack it into place. She points towards them. Human beings are so great, don't you think? Before we landed, this was all just dirty jungle. Now it's civilization. I've been learning about adaptability in writing in biology class. The books say it's what sets us apart from the animals. Like, we don't need fur because we can make warm clothes. And if it's too hot, we can make air conditioners instead. Oh, I wish I had more biology. I want her to like me. Maybe the animals have neat adaptations. Tangent rolls her eyes at you. Maybe. But even if they do, I haven't seen any signs of intelligent life here. It's just those big, dumb xenofauna. Some animals are smart and friendly. Tangent looks skeptical. They're still animals, Solstice. Maybe they're just pretending to be nice so you'll feed them. You're lucky if it didn't eat you. She folds her arms. Dorbsmith looks cute, but one can eat through a bag of rice in less than 30 minutes. Even an herbivore can be dangerous here. It doesn't have to want to eat you to be able to hurt you. Together you watch as the foreman puts the blueprints for the scaffolding onto the floating screen of her holopalm and raises it to the scaffolding to check their progress. I'd like to see an alien do that, Tange says primly. Humans look defenseless and weak, but we're the strongest species in the galaxy. Who else can literally bend reality to their will? Not a stupid alien, that's for sure. She puts one finger to her chin. I'm living proof that humanity is greater than our biology, she says. All of us are, really, with our genetic enhancements. We're the next step in humanity's evolution from great ape to galactic superspecies. That is honestly a little snobby, but at the same time, because her whole thing is research and intelligence, I don't disagree. Like, they're literally genetically modified humans, so probably will become something later on. It's pouring rain and everyone's trying to stay dry under the grass-proof palapas. Everyone except Dis. Off in the distance, over at the wall near the sports ball field, he's definitely skulking. Oh man, I have like no perception. I just ignore him. I don't want to get him in trouble. When you glance back again, Dis is gone. I'll find out where you're going eventually, buddy. Don't you worry. Mushwood log? Interesting. Probably nobody wants that as a gift. Hi, Mars. Hey, Solstice, Mars says, looking you up and down with a sneer. Your shoes are gross. That's what you get for walking around in the dirt out here. She sniffs. Not me. I'm sticking to the ship until they pave over all that icky mud. You wonder if maybe she's scared of more than just getting dirty. I doubt she'd like the piece of wood that I just collected, so I won't give it to her. Ooh, can I apply to do deliveries now? Chief Administrator Seek greets you at the depot. They look you up and down. Solstice, you've never struck me as particularly responsible or organized, but children never are. What makes you think you'd be a good fit for the position of courier? You didn't realize there was going to be a job interview. I can carry a lot? Strong for your age, maybe. Like, he's very fancy. Like, I love that they said he's non-binary already, because he gives that vibe of like, I'm a high-fashion non-binary administrator, and you will bow down to me. But lucky for you, you're the only applicant this week. You've got the job. For now, anyway. They use their elegant stylus to note this on their holopalm. Come back in a few minutes and you can help make deliveries. Yes, there will be kudos in it for you if you do it correctly. Nice. Might as well do that then. Ooh, this is how I get organizing and perception. Excellent. Seek sends you all around the colony delivering supplies. During your first week, it's mostly small things you can carry by hand or push on a little cart. Stuff like tools and electronics. Some are high priority, which means you have to move fast. It's fun getting to yell, "Important delivery coming through!" and people actually get out of the way. You're having a terrifying familiar dream. A monster crashing through the walls, unfathomably large, every part of it wriggling and moving and searching for something. It tramples through the colony as you watch helplessly. Time shifts to the wreckage of your home. You're picking through it, looking for something. Tears streaking down your dust-covered face as you lift heavy pieces of debris, searching. You wake up shouting, "No!" but your voice is drowned out by a deafening rumble from the skies outside. The bedroom window is covered in Water? It's pouring down from the clouds. You guess this must be rain, but you've never experienced it before. I love rain, and I love thunderstorms. There's a bright flash from outside, then another crack and rumble. Thunder! It must be a thunderstorm. Heck yeah! It's still the early hours of the morning. You've already almost forgotten your bad dream, but you're too unsettled to go back to sleep yet. The rain beats down on the roof of your quarters, joined now and then with great peals of thunder like the footsteps of an angry beast. Run outside and play in the rain. Ooh, go to your parents for comfort. I guess this isn't me. Fun fact about me, I love the rain, and it's kind of a tradition with me, my mom, and my younger sister to, when it starts raining, especially if it's like a thunderstorm, go out and twirl in the rain. So I would go out and play in it. I'd go dance, but I think that Solstice should get comfort because that just seems cute. Your dad is awake too, watching the rain from the large porthole in the kitchenette. He gives you a hug and you gaze out together. This is good, he says quietly. It means we'll have plenty of water for the crops. Pure, healthy water, just like on Earth. Everything's going to be okay, my little potato. You hug your dad tight and hope he's right. Cool. Cool beans, cool stuff. Hi, Daddy. You're looking a little worn out, my little firefly. Your dad greets you, looking concerned. You know, despite what your mom might say, there is such a thing as too much work. Maybe some R&R over in the lounge will help recharge those solar cells. What do you say? Maybe I just need a hug. Your dad throws his arms wide. Well, get in here, tiger butter. What is a tiger butter? I've never heard of that before. After a long hug, you feel a little better. Your dad gives incredible hugs. Anemone is running around the sports ball court, touching her hand to the ground to each corner. 18, she counts. 19. When she reaches 20, she collapses into the grass and checks her holopalm. I'm training, she explains. My big bro Com says I have to get my legs climatized to the planet if I'm gonna be team captain like him. Cute. I wish I had more gifts for them. I just have this one piece of wood. Tangent sniffs the air. It stinks out here. Not just one stink either. Every day it's a new stink. Today it smells like... She wrinkles her nose. Like that time the waste reclamation unit broke down. Yuck. Yeah, I don't think the British voice fits for her. It worked for Seek, but I don't think it fits for her. I still gotta play with it. Bear with me as I try to figure out these voices. You haven't noticed the smell. She sure is sensitive. Or maybe she just likes the stale air inside the ship better. Probably, actually. Tange is, like, very smart. She probably is very used to and therefore likes the smell of, like, a sterile lab. That would make sense. Oh, you found me. Dis is adjusting better than you expected to the life on the surface. He's already found new places to hide and do whatever he does out here by himself. Okay, cool. I want to learn more about Dis, and it's kind of sad to me that I can't, because there's not even anything that I can do to boost my friendship with him. Like, I can go to class to boost friendship with Tange, I can go to the depot to boost friendship with Mars, I can garden for Cal, and I can play sports ball with Anemone. There's nothing I can do to boost my friendship with Dis. I bet it has something to do with exploring, which I can't do yet. He looks less sad than he did before. I wonder what he would say if he knew that Dis is clearly sneaking out of the colony. I bet there's like a hole in the wall. Oh, I bet he uses this drain pipe. I bet. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, life science it is. For today's lesson, Professor Hal tells you, we'll start with a fun group project. We'll be studying the mush tree, a prominent natural resource native to Vertumna. In the ideal conditions, it can grow at a speed of over 1 meter a day, and have a diameter of up to 30 centimeters. He stands on his tiptoes and gestures to illustrate. Your team will experiment to find those ideal conditions. You're teamed up with Tange and Cal and are given a mush tree spore and a bucket to grow in. The rest is up to you. Tange looks up Surveyor's notes on the holonet. This is a better voice for her. Okay. Mush trees, she reads, are most abundant south of the colony in the stormy, moist regions of the subaqueous swamp. What if we use water instead of soil, Cal says, like they do with hydroponics? Tange nods. If they like wet weather, that might work. Solstice, do you have any suggestions? Dude, I don't know. Let's run an electric current through it just because that sounds really funny. What? Tange exclaims. Solstice, how does that have any basis in reality? She looks to Cal for support and he just shrugs. But he doesn't look convinced either. Neither understand why you'd want to electrocute a plant. You explained that there are storms in the swamp, electrical storms, and maybe somehow that, well... Maybe Solstice is right. Tange nods slowly. It could make sense. And if it is true, we'd be the first ones to discover it. This is enough to entice Tange into most things. That's really funny. I was entirely joking. If it works, that would be really funny. You attach a small battery to run a weak current through your bucket of water and drop the spore in. The next morning, your spore is the only one already growing. By the end of the day, it's already half a meter tall, and the day after that, it's so huge that it hits the ceiling and you have to move it outside. Heck yes! Dumb luck, baby. Pays off. Your tree outpaces all the others by a long shot. At the end of the week, Tange proudly displays an edit to the Surveyor's holonet notes. Shows rapid growth when stimulated with a mild electric current, as discovered by our junior botanists. The days have been getting shorter, with only the yellow sun barely skimming the horizon. One morning, you wake in the darkness and have to check your holopalm to know what time it is. You see a holostream from Mars. Good morning to all my pals, if you can even call it morning. They've named it glow season because, everything is crazy glowing out there in the dark. I'm staying the heck inside for the next month. What's the point in even going out if you can't see anything? It's going to be a long, boring month. I want to go explore. You peek out the window. The wormhole is the biggest you've ever seen it, like a massive fiery ring in the sky. The planet must be very close to it now. And out in the jungle, something new is taking place. The plants are flowering, glowing iridescent blooms, and everything is full of life. There are strange new sounds, long hooting calls, and gurgling roars. After Mars's message is a notice from the council, warning everyone to stay safe inside. Tammy's dad and the other surveyors have been called back and the gates closed for the month. There's a tension in the air as if everyone is waiting for something. Okay, what are the adults not telling us this time? Ooh, oh, I love this. Solstice, your mom stops you as you walk by. What are you doing out of our quarters? It isn't safe out here. I'm just going to school. She nods with grudging approval. Fair enough, she replies. Stay close to the stratosphere, got it? We don't know what's out there this time of year. As you walk away and are just out of earshot, you hear her mumble, Stars. It is beautiful, though. I think so. Dude, this is so pretty. A crystal? Ooh. Dis is staring off into the wilderness outside the gates. Feels different, he mumbles. Dunno how, just different. You ask him what he means, but he just shakes his head and stuffs his hands into his pockets. It's been a while, but it's time to attend a meeting of the Secret Fun Times Club. Mars started the SFC years ago when you were little kids. Tangent and Tammy agreed to join at the time, but then you all got busy with other things and forgot about it. And then Tammy died. Yeah. Club President Mars brings the meeting to order. Tange, Vice President of Writing Down Secrets, records the meeting notes on her holopalm. As Vice President of Fun Ideas, it is your job to come up with something for the club to do today. You choose making friendship bracelets, and brought all the supplies you'll need. Today, Mars announces, we're going to make friendship bracelets, and I have an even better idea. We're going to sell them to people for kudos. That isn't really how kudos are supposed to be used, but Mars is hard to argue with sometimes. The three of you spend the afternoon braiding bracelets out of recycled bits of wire and bright plastic packing straps. Your hearts aren't really in it, though. All three of you know that Tammy would have been much better at this than you. Making friendship bracelets was one of her favorite things. She was always giving them to people and didn't expect anything in return. I hope this game pulls a 180 and I get to travel back in time and save Tammy, because this is so sad for no reason. It's eventually Mars who calls the meeting early. She takes all your misshapen bracelets and looks at them dubiously. I don't know if people will want to trade their kudos for these, but I'll do my best. I'll put the kudos in the club treasury. Meeting adjourned. You ask Tangent if she thinks Mars is actually going to sell them. I think so, Tange tells you, but the club doesn't even have a treasury. She'll probably just keep the kudos for herself. She doesn't seem to care. It's daytime when the emergency sirens start up. Well, what passes for day. It's still nearly pitch black except for an eerie green twilight glow on the horizon. You look towards the gates. They're open. Wait, they shouldn't be open. The alert blares out of every speaker in the colony. It's the same one you used for hull breaches and fires. And in space, it meant you were supposed to go to the nearest emergency shaft and put on a spacesuit. On Vertumna, it means go to an assembly point and wait for instructions. The closest assembly point is the children's creche, but from the opposite direction you hear shouting and loud popping noises. Gunfire. Is the colony under attack? Help fight! I mean, okay, I'm a little kid, so this is not what I should be doing, but I don't want another Tammy, so you'll try your best to be brave and fight back. First, you dodge some helpful grown-ups who point you back to the creche. Then you head outside to get your bearings. You can hear yelling from up the stairs to command and a commotion to the southeast at geoponics where your parents are working. Go to my parents! Your parents are defending the greenhouses from a pack of knee-high creatures which seem to have eyes growing all over their bodies. Their oily flesh ripples with a constant, subtle motion as the individual eyes blink one at a time incessantly. You can't tell which end is which with these horrible things. Cal is standing nearby. Wide-eyed, he slowly picks up a shovel and moves beside you. He reluctantly holds the shovel in front of himself like a weapon. "Easy, doggies," he whispers. "We don't want to hurt you." "Get out of here, both of you! Run!" your mother shouts, attracting the pack's attention. All except one animal, which moves straight towards you and Cal. Figure out what it wants? You look into its too many eyes and see fear. This creature is scared of you. To Cal's amazement, you crouch down and try to look less threatening, and choose two eyes at random to look into, to communicate with. You start to reach out a hand, but the creature is trembling. Staring into its eyes has made it even more frightened than before. It pounces. Okay, well, I thought that was going to be the really cool solution, and turns out it doesn't matter. You killed it. With nothing but a rake thrust deep into several of the creature's many eyes, the rest of the pack scampers off the moment it falls. You've never killed anything before. The body of the creature that was so terrifying a moment ago now looks strangely small and harmless. All of its eyes have closed for good now. Cal crouches beside it in shock. "I told you to run, Solstice." Uh-oh. Your mom looks furious that you put yourself in danger. She storms over, and you think she's going to slap you. Then suddenly she pulls you into her arms and hugs you. She keeps rocking you and saying, my baby," over and over. It's pretty surreal. Almost as weird as the dog things with the eyes, honestly. After 2 weeks of darkness, with the blue sun barely skimming the horizon, it begins to move higher in the sky and daytime returns. The council admits they don't know how the gates were opened, or how the creatures got in. Some of the attacking creatures were once thought to be docile. Others were species nobody had seen before. It was like something had driven them to assault the colony. At least nobody was killed. This time. Implying they will be in the future. Childhood is fleeting. This game ends when you reach age 20. Okay. So I'm going to end the episode right there because I've completed a full in-game year, but I'm really excited to see what happens next. So if you want to see that, go ahead and let me know in the comments down below, and also let me know who's your favorite character at this point. I'm really curious to see who you guys like. While you're down there, you might as well like and subscribe. It's fun, it's free, you'll get to see more of me, and the videos can only get better from here. So, without further ado, bonsoir mon petit papillons. Bye!